Ashland. I'm kind of hiding back here. And I'll be your tour guide for the tour today. As we take off, behind us we leave Confederation Park, which got its name in 1967 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Canada. In Confederation Park, there is a water fountain with 12 spigots, which represent the 12 provinces and territories of Canada. And I did take geography, there is 13, but none of it left the Northwest Territories in 1999. To our left, we got a little special treat. There's the Wolfe Island Ferry Dock, and in front of us is the Wolfe Island Ferry, the Wolfe Islander 3. The Wolfe Island Ferry is the only way of transportation from Kingston to Wolfe Island. And if you go to the ferry dock and you tell them that Ashland sent you, you do get on for free. It's true, because it is paid for by the government. But I like to think it's because I sent you. Why don't we give a wave to the people on the Wolfe Island Ferry to our right? They're having an adventure, and so are we. In front of us, our second little surprise is you will see the LaSalle Causeway Bridge. It is lifted up in the air, letting some very tall ships go through. The LaSalle Causeway Bridge has had 3 variations in its lifetime. The first was a wooden penny bridge that, you could have guessed it, costs a penny to cross. But it literally embraced the phrase a pretty penny, because a penny was equivalent to $15 back in the day. Next was a swing bridge that swung out 90 degrees. And to our left, you'll see the lowering of the lift bridge that lifts 90 degrees in the air on the hour. Of its kind in the country. The other being the Collège Militaire Royal du Canada in Quebec. Now, RMC is a financially free institution. This means if you complete your degree in 4 years, from anything, it could be English, it could be engineering, it could be an RMC exclusive in military and strategic studies, it will be paid for by the government. But in return, you must give 8 years of military service. RMC is home to the Paladins, named after the Palatines, who were the 12 very brave knights of Charlemagne's court. And you could have guessed it, their school colors are red and white. RMC accepts about 150 to 250 students per year. And to get in, you have to have a high academic standing, about 85 to 90% grade average. You need to be bilingual in both English and French. You also need to have a nice list of extracurriculars and some verily, and they are used to monitor land or sea to make sure no enemies are coming in. Martello towers in Europe have flat roofs, but here in Canada they have pointed roofs. Because we get a harsh winter or two, and I don't think anyone wants to make an insurance claim. I know I don't. flagpole, and at the top is a flag that looks an awful lot like the Canadian flag. This is the flag of RMC, and instead of a red maple leaf, it has the green iron fist. It's no coincidence the two look alike, because the Canadian flag we have today was designed by a former RMC student and was flown for the first time at RMC. Imagine we're in the year 1810, and you look to your left and there's about 44 wooden for the War of 1812. You can still visit these ships today. You just have to scuba dive in these very waters, because there is 44 of them sunk to our left. There's also 2 under the parking lot of RMC, but you can't dive for those ones. But I also won't stop you. Henry. Fort Henry is a living museum, which means when you step foot in there, it's like you're stepping foot in the 1800s. They fly the British flag, and the workers there wear period-appropriate clothing. So I can imagine those woolen uniforms get real hot and itchy on days like today. Fort Henry is built out of limestone, like most of the buildings in Kingston. And limestone has great acoustics, so there's tons of concerts being held there. On the weekends in August, it is home to the sunset ceremonies. They're very cool. I went a couple weeks ago. There was cannons and fireworks. It was a whole show, and I highly recommend it. In October, it will be home to Fort Fright. Cathcart Tower. It sits on Cedar Island. It is our second Martello Tower. Cathcart Tower has a bit of a tragic story in its construction. When it was first being built, one day in October, a big storm rolled off Lake Ontario, and the 24 stonemasons crammed into a boat meant for 12. Unfortunately, it capsized, and 17 of these men passed away. Because of this story, the waters we sail on get the name Dead Man's Bay. There is 2 important characters in this story, though. One of the survivors was the second Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Alexander Mackenzie. The other, one of the men that passed away, was named Robert James. And when his fiancée Elizabeth found out, she became heartbroken herself and passed away 2 weeks later. There is rumors if you walk the shores of Cedar Island at dusk, you will see the ghostly couple reunited in death. It's a sad one, but on a lighter note, if you look to your right, my favorite island. Look to your left, the whole island. Now, Wolf Island doesn't get its name from the hundreds of packs of ravenous wolves that run loose there. I'm just kidding. Cross the ice in the winter. So in the 1800s, the first Wolf Islander ferry was put into work. Soon after, the Wolf Islander 2, and in the 1970s, the Wolf Islander 3. she's very reliable, but she will likely be replaced by the Wolf Islander 4 at the end of the summer, which is a fully electric ferry coming from Romania. Opened in the 1800s. Originally, it was 8 cells in a man's basement, and it expanded to the building we see today. Now the rock we see today. Now the Rockwood was a very unpleasant tour, because they have a lot more spooky stories. If you look to the Rockwood, you'll see all those windows. And each of those windows was a room, and they would hold 4 to 5 people at a time in each of those rooms. Moves into the community for youth and adults alike. In October, it will be home to the SS Keewatin, which is a Titanic-era ship that you will be able to go on and explore. Self-explanatory. Those rocks you see help break up the water, making it calmer and cooler for boats to dock. The Flora McDonald breakwater to our left is made up of pink granite, and that orange fluffy stuff on top is an elegant sunburst lichen. It is very rare, and by that I mean it's found here on the breakwater to our left. It's found on Cedar Island to our right, and very far away in the Bruce Peninsula. Our journey together. This one doesn't have a red roof, but we love it all the same. This is Shoal Tower. And Shoal Tower gets its name because it's in the shallow part of the water. Now, I am very sad to announce that it is almost the end of our journey together. And you've all been such a lovely bunch, and I'm gonna miss you all tons. I just ask until we come